Attention PC Master Race. You contribute as much to the gaming community as a genital wart contributes to a male porn star's career. Having said that though, console gamers, don't think for a second that you're getting out of this rant unscathed. There will be a whole other video for you guys, but in this video, I'm talking to those that like to declare themselves as part of the PC Master Race. Or as I like to call them, the PC Disaster Race. Firstly, I enjoy both PC and console gaming. I've been a PC gamer since the Commodore 64 way back in 1987, and I've been a console gamer since the first PlayStation back in 1995. I appreciate both platforms. I don't diss one or the other because they're targeted at different markets, and this is something that people need to realise.
But Noob Asaurus, why do they have the same games then?
Well, that's because developers and publishers don't want to restrict themselves to just one market. It'd be silly of them not to release multi-platform games because they can then get money from PC and console markets.
Well, what about exclusives then?
Well, you see, when a game comes out for one system but not another, that's because the developers were paid by the manufacturer of that system to keep it an exclusive for their system. This is done to increase the sales of a system because there will be those that have the disposable income to flaunt in a new system just to get access to an exclusive title. Think about it, would Xbox have sold as many units if people could play Halo on a PlayStation? Probably not. All too often I see images like this and comments like this, and it really grinds my gears. Mostly because of the horrible grammar, but also because there is no wrong way to play a video game. Unless you're using cheat hacks, of course, in which case you should be castrated because the human gene pool would be better off without your DNA in it. If you're having fun playing a game, regardless of the platform on which you're playing, then there is no wrong way. I've played Borderlands, Borderlands 2, Doom, Quake, Need for Speed, and countless other titles on both PC and console, and I've enjoyed them both thoroughly. Why? Because they're damn good games, regardless of what hardware it's running on. It's still fun.
I have 3-way SLI GTX 1080s, and it gives me a hand job when I play Call of Duty.
The hardware in a PC will always be better than what you find in a console, but that doesn't allow you to rub it in the faces of anyone who prefers a different platform to you. You're no better than that kid that was really good at sports in high school and rubbed it in everyone's faces. You know who liked that guy? No one. If you were really steadfast on converting console gamers to PC gamers, screaming PC Master Race I'm better than you into the faces of console gamers will get you nowhere. It will only make them more inclined to stay away from PC games because PC gamers like yourself were being a dick. And let's not forget the last group of people to call themselves a Master Race. It didn't work out too well for them, did it? Oh, and by the way, the term PC Master Race was first coined as a joke. It was never actually meant to be taken seriously.
Why did the console cross the road to render the buildings on the other side?
Jokes like this no longer apply. Sure, with older consoles it would have been relevant, but now the hardware that's going into consoles is many times faster than the consoles jokes like this were directed at. The humanly perceivable gap in graphical quality is ever decreasing, and very soon consoles will be on par with PCs. The hardware in a PC, of course, will always be better, yes, but speaking in terms of what the human eye and brain can perceive, all that additional hardware and cost is effectively wasted. Unless you get your rocks off to numbers on a graph sheet, in which case, don't let me stop you, go right on ahead and spend that extra cash. The human eye can see around 24 to 30 frames per second, depending on how well lit something is. And we have two of them that work asymmetrically, so the brain can perceive at most about 60 frames per second. As for 4K, 4K isn't even mainstream yet, and the upcoming generation consoles are already capable of it. There are still comments like, I can't have fun on a game unless it's 4K at 60 FPS, left on a forum or on a YouTube video by some know-it-all kid whose game library contains Minecraft. And nothing else. I've also observed members of said Master Race declaring their love of Mario, a console character. Exclusively a console character. Alright, let's use this as a segue to Nintendo for a moment. You know that company that single-handedly saved the video game industry in the 1980s? And they did it with a console? In fact, you could say that if it weren't for a 1980s console, video games mightn't even exist at all today. So why do people like to call themselves PC Master Race then? Well, it might come from an inner desire to be better or above others. They want to be accepted into a group of quote-unquote cool kids. So they can be cool too, by association. Because they're afraid that they're not. But there is nothing cool about rubbing your PC hardware technical balls on a console gamer's face. Being a part of the PC Master Race does not make you a better gamer. It makes you the worst type of gamer there is. I long for the day when the gaming community as a whole can mature to the point where we don't bicker about which is a better platform to play on. We simply debate what is a good game and what isn't. Because this whole PC versus console thing is getting old very fast and is quickly going to become irrelevant. I'm Noob Asaurus, logging off. And I hope we can play online together sometime.